am the fire. I am burning brighter, roaring like a storm. And I am the one I've been waiting for.
Feinics Nation, what's up? How you doing? How you doing?
What's up?
It's your girl Jade Phoenix here. We are here. The color wheel is spinning. How you doing, ladies?
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So happy to be here.
I'm doing. Spinning like my head was a while ago with migraines.
Hey, we love being chronically ill.
Said no one ever.
Fucking
As all
right.
three of us suffer from chronic illnesses.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Sucks. So,
It really does.
Okay.
yeah. So, Scarlett, you came up with a really fantastic idea for today's show.
Oh yes. I was gonna talk about cosplay photo shoots,
Oh, yeah.
which is totally not because I'm riding the high of doing a really fun one yesterday. Thanks, Cam.
Ride that high, baby.
We approve.
Ride it.
Yeah.
We approve
stand the
that
Cam.
message. But yes. All right. So, what was this fantastic photo shoot that you were just basically vibing off of now?
We did Street Fighter.
Woo!
It was supposed to be Street Fighter 6. Which pretty much everyone, except for me, technically was in Street Fighter 6.
You're a downloadable character.
Exactly.
Well, I was leaked to be a downloadable character.
There you
I'm not
go.
there yet,
You're there.
but I will be soon.
The coding is there. It exists.
Yeah. I was Sakura, which people have been begging me to do because I basically am a short hair anime girl anyway.
You really are, though.
Yeah.
Anime Lois Lane over here.
Oh my God. No, don't even know.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
I'm going to tangent for a second because anime Lois Lane is literally based off of me and you cannot tell me otherwise, okay? That woman is half Korean. I am a quarter Chinese. Like, we have the same short hair,
Oh, my God.
tomboyish attitude.
Oh my
I
God.
definitely dressed like she did back in the day, like when I was not goth and like a little younger.
Oh, my God.
And my husband loves her. So it's me.
That's valid.
Also, she got a fat ass like I do.
Hey! Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, no. It is an excellent topic, honestly. It really is an excellent topic because all three of us are cosplayers.
And I know all three of us have experience with it. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Bring in Clint Eastwood.
That could be an audio.
Cunt Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh my God, no. We need like a cowgirl drag queen to have Cunt Eastwood as her name.
How do we know that they don't?
That's true. I've never heard of it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Alrighty, we're going to have a Googling session in the nest after we wrap.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cunt Eastwood.
Cunt Eastwood. I love that. But we are talking cosplay photography and cosplay shoots, which, you know, to the layman's terms, is when we get into one of our outfits, whether it is a canon character, an original character, we hire a photographer to shoot us in different scenarios, poses, and we tend to there are many different ways that you can do this.
Yeah.
You can do it at a convention where a lot of photographers will go and make a lot of bread and butter by getting cosplayers to book sessions with them. And you can also do it privately where some photographers are lucky enough to have their own studios
Yeah. Or
they
there's-
hire one.
Yeah.
Or they go to
luckily,
outdoor
in New
shoots.
York. That we are very fortunate to have many studios available.
Yep. All of them have different layouts on the inside so you can
Yeah.
get different scenes that you want. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know, and we're very fortunate to have a few like pretty affordable ones, honestly, like in the area too.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
And
Or, you know-
then, of course, obviously, you can do it outside.
Yeah, you can do it outside. Also, you know, some of us are also fortunate to be able to shoot, you know, like shoot in our homes.
Yep.
Been there, done that. It's all
I
fun and
mean,
games until
have
your
you
roommate
seen
walks
my
in on you
TikToks?
face down, ass up as Poison Ivy in lingerie, and then tells you that people are coming over. Like, sir, I was not aware.
I was not aware, but
Actual thing that happened, like within 3 months of me moving in.
the silence is telling.
Yep.
But I mean, let's get into it. So
Yes.
we've all been cosplaying for different set of years, you know, because obviously we're all different ages. You two are the same age. Fuck you.
Well, I did the math yesterday.
Technically a year older.
Yes.
Technically.
Yes, but I did the math yesterday, and I've been cosplaying for about 12 years.
If we were going with my first ever true cosplay, I've been cosplaying for 26 years.
Honestly, I love that for you.
If I'm talking
awesome.
about like when I
Commitment.
first decided I was going to wear a little costume to a convention, that was back, oh goodness, maybe about like 12, 13 years ago. But my first big build would have been in college. So that would be about really 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm kind of counting mine because a lot of these things happen, because this sequence of events all happened basically the same year, where I put together a costume myself based on a character for an event at my local library.
MCon?
No, this is before MCon.
Oh.
This is before they even really had a lot of local Long Island conventions.
Oh.
This was way before a lot of stuff. I'm talking even before Eternal Con was a thing. Maybe Eternal Con was either on its first year or was a year or two before Eternal Con really took off.
Wow.
But yeah, this was way before a lot of stuff like that.
Wow.
And then my aunt and uncle took me to New York Comic Con later that year.
Hey!
And I put together another costume. A lot of it was just thrifted, but I also, did kind of DIY a lot of stuff.
My first cosplay was exactly that.
Yeah, thrifted DIY. I remember my mom using medical tape to fake white stitching and white seams on a jacket.
Dude, valid, because I used the Christmas bows.
Yeah.
My first ever cosplay, I was 15. Oh God, I just realized if people do math, maybe I wasn't 15. I'm not saying you.
We have no idea what you just said. We heard nothing.
I was like, oh shit.
The numbers do not exist.
Oh shit. Anyways, I don't care how old you people know I am. I don't fucking care. None of you know me. Sup. Anyway, so I did Sailor Moon. That was my first ever cosplay, was literally Sailor Moon. And I found a white bodysuit at a dance shop. I thrifted a blue tennis skirt that was flowy. Mm-hmm. I literally went to a fucking Christmas store and I got 2 different sizes of the red bows that you hang on your door. Aww. And I stapled them. Yeah. To the fucking butt and front of that costume. Aww. And just put my hair up in buns and got these cheap ass little hair extensions from Hot Topic.
Oh my God.
That barely came to my chin. Aww. Okay. And I walked. The only big expensive thing that I got for that cosplay was a pair of red boots. That was it.
Yeah. That would be the one thing to splurge on.
That was the one thing I splurged on. I used those boots for years until they fell apart.
I remember my first cosplay build. It was funny because my parents were originally very anti cosplay, and I can't necessarily blame them. They just didn't want me to get any more picked on than I was already picked on.
Mood.
So once they realized it helped me make friends and I got out and they realized how much good it did me for my creativity, they left it alone. Now they don't care and they'll be like, I love the new thing you posted. Blah,
my
blah,
mother
blah, blah,
supports
blah.
it.
But,
my parents are cool with it, but
I
I don't
had
want
to
them
do
follow
it
my
at my
socials.
friend. That's fair, though. I had to do it at my friend's house. So I would get all the things sent to my friend's house. And this is going to be probably revelatory, and everyone's going to know how old I am at this point. I was a big Homestuck cosplayer.
Oh!
I was actually very well known in the Tumblr community. There was a picture of me that went viral.
Oh, no.
That a ton of Tumblr artists did mural photos of.
Yeah.
But then I sit there and I'm like, how did everyone not know I was gay? I was cosplaying Homestuck.
That is so real, though.
But specifically, I was cosplaying John Egbert and Jake English.
What?
The 2 gayest characters in Homestuck. Well, there's a lot of gay characters in Homestuck.
What's this?
But yeah, and I just remember sewing it by hand. And my friend Sid had to teach me how to do it. and we were just on the floor sewing the giant tail of a hood. Honestly, I'll always be super proud of it. Like,
Honestly,
it did
I
come
love
As
out
you
right.
should, though.
You should be, though.
But yes. So now y'all know where I come from.
Yep.
Hey, you'd never survive in the asylum where
There
they
you raised me.
That's so true. That is so true.
But anyways, so believe it or not, I didn't know photo shoots were a thing except for like, I'm 15 at the time. I didn't know that cosplay was a thing. I didn't know there was a community.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, you could go out there to conventions and dress this way and not be ridiculed,
Yeah.
So I found that out 2 years later. So I was like 16, 17, and I went to my first convention. And all of a sudden I was like, my people,
Yeah.
I have found you. Yes, I've been in the community ever since, and I've been cosplaying ever since. And only, I would say, within the past 8 to 9 years have I really got into doing photo shoots.
Yeah.
Because, in all honesty, I was always kept to myself, took pictures on my digital camera.
Oh my gosh, throwback.
Well, like,
My digital camera or
Yeah.
my cell phone when the cameras got better on the cell phones. And then I would literally just use blingy to
Yeah.
edit it and then go about my business.
yeah, like, I know for me, because I was like 13, 14 when I started cosplaying. So, I was I was a minor. And I had gone to a few conventions. Eternal Con was one of them that I'd gone to. There was like Long Island Doctor Who, a bunch of like the local Long Island ones.
Of course.
And I always had my dad on me like a fucking hawk.
As he should. I gotta say,
Honestly,
as he should have been.
Yeah, no, for real. Like,
Facts.
especially, and like, when I was younger, it was not that I didn't appreciate it, because honestly, I had a lot of anxiety when I was younger, like social anxiety. So it was always good to have a familiar person. As
Go, super protective dad.
yeah, my dad would be a grumpy old man about it sometimes, but
Go, super protective
valid.
dad.
But honestly, like, as I got older and hearing like the horror stories and like some of
Yo.
like, unfortunately, some of these shit that goes on in this community with certain people, I am just very grateful that my dad was the way that he was.
Honestly, I wish I had that.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
like
Ugh.
and like the one time my dad couldn't go with me to a convention, my mom was there. And then the only time that I went to a convention when I was like in my teens without a parental was when I went with one of my best friends in high school, he was a guy, and we were Sam and Dean Winchester.
Love it.
Well, no, so the thing is, like, we were like, all right, what are we gonna do? What characters do we cosplay so people don't think we're a couple?
Oh,
That's
too
fair.
bad, honey. Too
Oh yeah, I know,
bad.
incest is a thing, and I hate it.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, no, because like at that time I was very gay, very not attracted. Not attracted to. Not
You
really
may.
considering men as someone I could be attracted to, and
Well, you didn't know any better.
yeah, but this guy was like, he still is actually one of my close friends. I don't.
Stand that.
Yeah, he's cool. He's good people.
No, we stand that.
Yeah.
Totally stand that. But when was your first official shoot?
So my first official shoot, would have been in 2018. I had seen, because 2018 is really like when I was, becoming coming into my own, like as an adult, really exploring the scene and like the community, going to things on my own. And I had seen a bunch of people on Instagram, because that's when I started following more cosplayers and people on Instagram, and that they were doing photo shoots. So my mom is a photographer. So I did, so I asked my mom, like, hey, can you take some, my mom was practicing portrait photography.
Oh, nice.
She actually did school portraits for a while. So like she knew, so my mom knew what she was doing. And I was like, hey, I have this I have my Black Canary cosplay put together. Can you take some pictures of me in it for me? And my mom was like, sure, I'll do it. I'll edit it. Those pictures are still up on my Instagram, but
Level up.
You gotta scroll down to find them. But
You should follow their Instagram. That's a sign.
yes, it's at Scarlet_my_Feinics.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, and like what I did, the run that I pulled from was actually like this mini series where Black Canary was the lead singer of a band.
Oh,
I
remember that series.
Yeah, that was actually a really fun series, and they actually released music to go along with it, which the music is actually like really sick too. Like definitely recommend checking that out. But so Black Canary was the name of the band as well as the character.
Oh no, popcorn!
Oh,
Popcorn's trying to kill Lavender.
Oh no!
Sorry. I was trying.
There will be no dying on the podcast.
I was trying to look.
Sorry.
It's all good, honey.
This is what we get for eating popcorn in the studio.
So
It's okay.
excited to have popcorn.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Stupid
It's fine.
Colonel. How dare you? Know what it is? It's because you're a Met fan and you're eating from a Yankee popcorn
Yeah, that's what
bucket.
it is. It's trying to fucking kill me.
I mean, honestly, in this house, there's a quick sidebar, not to interrupt you, Scarlett, but
It's okay.
in this house, it is a house divided because DigiNan is a Met fan and I am the Yankee fan. And the funniest thing is Yankee objects have a history of trying to destroy the Met fans in my life. So last year, we took DigiNan to a game at Yankee Stadium because, you know, my family gets season tickets. And it was bobblehead night.
Oh boy.
DigiNan, we don't know how this happened. We don't know why this happened. Fate is funny in that way. The Norns just decided that day that some asshole on the second level, because we were down on field level, was going to break the bobblehead and throw it. And of course, it doesn't hit the Yankee fans. It beamed DigiNan directly in his head. Like, he had a massive lump. We had to get him ice.
Oh my god.
It was I couldn't stop
hysterical.
laughing.
Jesus Christ.
I couldn't stop laughing. So to it, i.e., we're eating popcorn out of a Yankees popcorn bucket that I got at the stadium in those exact same seats and brought home because you spend money in that fucking stadium. You're bringing home the shit.
Yes.
And poor Lavender was eating the popcorn and just tried to kill her.
I almost
Wild.
choked to fucking death. I am sorry, Scarlett.
Oh no, it's
Continue your
okay.
thought. I'm sorry I died. Continue your thought.
No worries. Your death is over. I shall continue.
Resurrected.
Resurrected.
I've been
Resurrected.
resurrected.
Yes, that's a team effort. Resurrected. But yeah, so
What did you learn from that first photo shoot?
well, one, I kind of learned how to like set up a studio set in my bedroom. Like because what I did is I had a bunch of records and posters and stuff that I put up as, you know, against one of my walls, and like that was the backdrop.
Nice.
I learned a little bit about posing. I wouldn't say I learned a lot about posing because that came later with like other photographers, but I kind of like got a feel for like what looked good, how to make myself look good, because I also have a makeup artist background, so like trying to figure out what would translate well on camera. And also just like that was very much like a good feel for how to also like manage long hair, because I always chop my hair off, and my mom has used me as a subject for her photography practice.
Right.
But I never had to do it with long hair, so I'm sitting here like, what the fuck am I doing with this big like blonde wig?
This big wig on my face.
Yeah. Also learning what shades of blonde look good on me.
That's
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I learned that with my Cammy cosplay. My original wig was too blonde.
Yeah.
The second wig was not blonde enough. So the third incarnation of the Cammy wig is perfect.
Yeah.
And then later on, surprise, surprise, I dyed my hair that exact same shade.
You looked really good with that.
I actually do kind of miss it a little bit. Yeah, but again, that is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Because I did enjoy photo shoots as a blonde. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
No, it's fun.
But it is. And that kind of brings me to a point that I want to make. When you're a baby cosplayer, you're still learning
Yeah.
a lot about your cosplays, wigs, contacts, makeup,
Yeah.
and mistakes will be made.
Oh, of course.
The same thing happens in shoots.
Oh, yeah.
The same thing happens in
100%.
shoots because if you're you don't know how to pose, you don't know what faces to make, what looks good, what doesn't look
Oh my
good.
God.
To angle your face properly.
And
That's a big thing for
Canary
me.
cry was such an awkward facial expression
Yep.
to shoot because it it took a while for me to finally get it right. And of course, the one time I actually did get it right was at a fucking not safe for work shoot.
There you go.
My titties were out.
Hey.
Yo, those were awesome pictures.
But, like, that's the thing that I'm saying. Like, so, Lavender, your first shoot, I'm assuming, would have probably had the same kind of horror story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I will say this about the Homestuck community. They're wacky, but I'm very happy that that's who I had my first shoots with.
Hi, Georgie.
Because that was a fandom that was aware that there were some underage people. So the kind of shoots I used to do for Homestuck were community shoots that I would get together with some of the older fans and we would put together a shoot, we would organize it, and we would organize it at a certain place at New York Comic Con, have everybody come out. And I will say this, they were a great lesson for me in early consent.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
One of the things that's like a big joke in the Homestuck community is literally everyone makes out with everybody, as per like any queer kind of comic. So everybody, you always had to directly come up to somebody, ask directly, yes or no, do you feel comfortable posing this way? And if they said no, you had to fully respect it. And if they said yes, okay, cool. And you guys would organize how you would want to shoot that. And I will say that got me really used to not only asserting my needs as an artist and posing myself, but also being very aware of like my shoot partner's needs as well.
Well, that's great.
And if
that's
any kind
great.
of issues
how they enforce
I
that.
experienced in Homestuck cosplay was always not from people running the shoots. It was always if I was walking around the con floor, and my friend actually had to stand in front of me once because I was Geek English and I was in their God tier outfit, which is probably like the most revealing thing that I've ever worn. And this is kind of why I don't do a lot of revealing cosplay to this day. But basically half my ass was hanging out. And men were coming up behind me and trying to take pictures of my ass as I was walking.
That was so gross.
And thankfully, a friend of mine noticed this,
God damn.
stepped in front, and then followed me the entire convention so that people couldn't do that. But, you know, I will say this. Homestuck community really knew about consent, or at least the one at New York Comic Con that we had kind of amassed.
There you go.
No,
But,
that's good. And
you
it's like,
know-
I think it's also good that they were aware that there were like, you know, people of varying ages
Yes.
in that group, because I know I have heard like, you know, kind of on Tumblr, like horror stories of like people wanting to like, you know, people in cosplay like wanting to like, you know, play out their ship. And it's like, hey, yeah, but I'm an adult and you're not. So please go away.
I.e. the hell of a boss has been hotel community.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I've heard.
Look, I
Not involved, but
love
I've heard.
both of those communities. I am a huge Has-Been Hotel fan.
You love it.
And I would eventually like to cosplay a character from Has-Been Hotel, but I will say this:
If you don't do Lucifer, I will riot.
okay, I'll do Lucifer.
Thank you.
Okay,
because I'm basically
love that for
Lucifer.
Yeah,
But
because basically we're gonna bully Scarlet into being
yeah,
Luna.
Lilith, you mean
No, Luna.
Luna? Oh my god,
We're totally.
I thought you
it's
wanted
either
her
that
to be my ex-wife, so I was gonna be like, yeah,
or Eve,
oh yeah, that's right.
or actually maybe we should just make you be Charlie.
You could be my child,
Or I could just
what a change of events.
be Dante, the badass devil hunter.
and kill
No,
me.
we're totally bullying you. I'm sorry. It's
no, we're just
happening.
bullying you. We're sorry. On air, we're bullying you.
On air bullying, which hey, by the way, you don't do in a cosplay
Hey,
group.
Yes.
Look at that example. You see that segue? I love that shit.
Love it.
love
We
it.
love it.
Yeah.
So
But-
have any of you guys experience kind of like bullying within a group? Because I know
Do you
I
really
have.
want me to go there? Because I will go there.
And it's like,
Did you guys forget who I used to do groups with?
Oh,
God.
gosh, yeah, you're right.
oh God.
No, it's unfortunate,
No,
but
like, I had I had a photographer who would actively talk shit to me, and then would also like he would do this with like all the people that he worked with, would talk
So
shit to them
unprofessional.
about the other cosplayers and models that he worked with.
Are you talking about the L guy? I'm not gonna say his name.
L? No, not an L guy. He's a J guy.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, yeah. I used to.
I hate
Well, that-
him.
Yeah, that's another thing too, though. Like he was I did have a rapport with this person. I worked with him on recommendation of quite a few people. And then I realized why many of those people, stopped working with him. And they didn't fucking warn me about it.
He's a dick.
It stings, and
He's a body shamer.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
he is.
I've heard this.
He
will.
He won't work with plus size women.
I've personally never
He
worked with
literally
this person.
told
but
a friend of
I've heard
mine
it.
that she got fat and he doesn't know how to shoot her anymore.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's disgusting.
Emotional damage.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, and again, we're gonna segue into that in a little bit about
Yeah.
the toxic fucking bullshit of photographers. But
Oh, yeah.
bullying in cosplay groups is a fucking thing. I experienced it actually with almost every single cosplay group that I used to be a part of, secondary to certain people. Because I'm the kind of person where I don't take center stage on purpose. I just happen to have that kind of energy. I don't ask to be the center of attention. I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't want to be perceived 99% of the time.
Big mood.
Be that way, though.
Okay, I don't care if
that way.
and everybody sits there and is like, but you're in cosplay, like that kind of means that you want to be seen.
Cosplay not consent, though.
No, it literally means I just want to look good for myself. I don't give two fucks if you like it.
It's like, yo, for real, though.
For real.
But no, so this person, and it's not just one person. It's actually, let me think. There's that little dumpling bitch. Then there was the cankle bitch, and then what else? The slut bitch. The crater face bitch. Oh my god, there's so many bitches.
So many bitches.
So many bitches.
Gaggle of bitches.
Gaggle, 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 goggle. Anyway, but they would bully me because like, so they would pit, like we would discuss what kind of group we would want to do, what fandom we wanted to cosplay out of, and then I'd be like, oh cool, I kind of want to do this. No, you can't do that. Why can't I do that? Because I'm doing that and you're too fat.
Ew. What the fuck?
But yeah, like,
I had the most visceral reaction
that's
to that.
like disgusting. Like,
Ew.
like first of all, no one owns a certain character.
Oh.
Yeah, like I know one of those people. I know one of those people that you had mentioned decided that she has ownership of Catwoman, and I'm just like, excuse the shit out of me. I've been a Catwoman fan since I was a literal child.
Now,
and
let me disclaimer though.
Yeah.
The past beef that I did have with this person, I did dead last year.
yeah, you did.
So you can go off all
Oh
you
yeah,
want,
I know.
but I'm putting the
not
disclaimer.
trying to, like, I'm not trying to
no,
bring it up like that.
No,
with you. I'm
no,
just saying,
I
like,
know.
Yeah.
I'm putting the disclaimer that beef did die.
Yes.
Because honestly, we're humans. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah,
And we all make mistakes. We all act shitty.
I
every
can
once in a
forgive
while.
you if you have the balls to sit there and say to me, I'm sorry for the way that I acted.
I fully agree with you.
Yes, I agree
am
with you,
very
and
much
I
on
am
that train.
genuinely, I am very happy that you two were able to have that conversation.
And I understand you didn't.
Yeah, I never got to have that conversation with them, and if they want to talk, I'll listen. But you better choose your words fucking carefully. Listen, because my patience is thin.
I agree. Either way.
Yes, but
They weren't actually anywhere near as bad in group shoots, believe it or not. They're actually the very lesser of the scale. I just
Yeah.
always felt super inadequate
No, that
around
makes
them, and they would
sense.
kind of foster it a little bit too with their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is old school. We're talking 4 years ago personality. They've matured. I'm assuming, I'm hoping that, and from what I've seen, yes, they have. But also the other people that I mentioned, like Kankly Bitch. Oh dear God, did they think that they own certain characters? And if
my
you
God.
even suggested you wanted to step outside of the realm of your character that they quote unquote assigned you,
oh yeah,
oh,
yeah, there are some people who are like that, and it's like, excuse you, I can cosplay whoever I want.
basically,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, who the hell are you? Why can't? Example, like, why can't I be a Sailor Scout?
Exactly.
Because you're the cat. And I enjoy being Luna. I love being Luna.
Yeah.
But I also do enjoy being Sailor
It's
Jupiter
okay
and Sailor
to
Pluto.
want variety. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
I mean, who says I can't be any of these other characters? According to that person, I was not allowed.
That's
Because
crazy to
that
me.
was my
Ridiculous.
role, and that is the role that I needed to play in every single group shoot that we did. So that was an example of bullying. With the dumpling, that bitch actually would bully me into doing what she wanted, but then got mad that I did it better.
Yeah. I remember that.
Oh my God. So they got angry and upset that every single time we would go out and about in our group cosplays, because usually it was just a duo thing with that one.
Right.
They would get very angry and upset if people wanted to take my picture more than hers.
Yeah. And I remember you specifically being like, hey, check out my friend here. We're in
Every
a duo.
every time I'd be like, oh yeah, but look at that one. Look at that one. You know, like, again, did not want to be perceived, did not try to steal the spotlight. But then they would like scream and yell at me and make me feel bad later on. And they would talk shit about me to Lavender about it. Like, can confirm, yeah?
Can confirm. And it was ridiculous because I'm personally of the opinion if you're doing cosplay, you're doing it for fun. I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to be famous. It's for me to have a good time. And it's like, why? At least in my opinion, it's like, why are you going to rag on somebody that's also, at the time, your friend? And just make them feel like shit just because they look good in their cosplay. Would you want them to do that to you?
Oh God, I would never.
And that's what like drove me so crazy about it because and that's why I told Jade because I was like, this is not good energy to have when you're supposedly friends with somebody and working
Supposed
along.
besties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was also a supposed bestie of this person. And you just kind of get like thrown along as an accessory. It doesn't feel good.
Or how many times did people talk shit about you, Scarlett, behind your back because of
my
how
God.
good you look?
So many times.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was at the shoots.
Which is insane.
Yeah, no, like it was fucking ridiculous. Like,
It's disgusting.
I mean, but then it got to a point where they would just start actively excluding me, and I'm like, I bet I don't need this
See you
bullshit
later.
anyway.
Little pig, little
I will say,
pig.
though,
Let
I've
me
experienced
in.
doing, like safe for work content, like regular cosplay, but also like sexy and like lewd cosplay. The group shoots that I have done with a lot of like girls and femme people on the, on the lewd side, there was a lot less competitiveness. Like there was never like that ownership of a character. Like I literally did a shoot with it was 2 shoots like back to back, like they were a week apart with my friend Aurora, City Alien on Instagram, shouting her out. She's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I miss your face. She did Mary Jane from Spider-Man, did like a sexy version of Mary Jane. And I was like, and like she looked fucking amazing. And then I was like trying to figure out like, for the next week's shoots, like, all right, what am I going to bring? And I had like, my torn up Venom shirt. I have, like I had, cute pair of black booty shorts and a red wig. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do, like a goth like Venom Mary Jane.
Which is canon.
Yeah. And, like I told her and I'm like, hey, like your Mary Jane inspired me to do like my, goth one. And she's like, yo, that's awesome. Like there was no,
Hatred.
yeah, there's no hatred, there's no competitiveness. And I feel like in the, granted, this is just my personal experience. I know that unfortunately this is not the universal experience.
It's
and
not the norm, no.
Yeah, it may not be the norm, but I was very lucky to find a very good group of people to work with. And like, it was the kind of thing if someone is like, hey, I want to do this character, someone would be like, oh, I did that character a while ago. Here, do you want to borrow my headpiece? Or like stuff like that. Like it was very good. The vibes were great. There was not that competitiveness. We wanted to help each other out and see each other do good because the other thing is, and I think we can all attest to this, like multiple people can cosplay the same character and come out with very different takes on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I can speak pretty heavily on this one because that's kind of where like a big part of my cosplay bullying came in was I love Rey from Star Wars. And look, I love Star Wars. However, the Star Wars cosplay fandom is just so brutal.
No.
Unless you have a very like tight-knit group, it is so brutal. And something that used to happen to me all the time is if y'all ever see me on my page, I don't look like Daisy Ridley. And that's okay. I don't need to look like Daisy Ridley to be able to cosplay Rey.
I don't look like a dragon, but I did it.
Exactly. And I like was very commonly excluded from groups because they felt I didn't look enough like Daisy Ridley. And
What did he say?
Or I wasn't like as pretty as Daisy Ridley. That happened to me once at a New York Comic-Con shoot.
Yes, I just hissed.
I know. I'm like, we need that as an audio too.
But, you know, it's sad because you're just supposed to do it for fun.
Yeah.
And I love
It's
Ray.
supposed to bring joy.
It's supposed to bring joy.
And it's like, I'm sorry, it's not about you looking exactly like the character.
And nobody
it's
can.
just about yeah.
I beg to differ.
Well, I mean, there's some great makeup artists out there that can make themselves look just like the characters.
Well, that's
100%.
also
I also beg to differ in one other way. So back when I first started cosplaying, and again, we're gonna go into a sidebar Jade story, sorry. I was doing exclusively Jean Grey's green and gold Phoenix outfit.
I love that outfit. Yeah, I know what you're
That is a
talking
great
about.
outfit.
Yeah, and I'm known for that outfit. Hell, look at me. I'm Jade Phoenix, for fuck's sake. Hello, get the fucking memo. The reason why I say this, and this is, I can confirm, I was blessed enough to meet Stanley at New York City Comic Con in that cosplay. And he told me directly in front of so many other people, he literally sat there. You know how in professional shoots at cons, it's, hey, yo, okay, bye, get the fuck out.
Yep. Yeah.
He stopped the shoot and said, if Jean Grey ever was a actual physical living character, it would have been based on me.
That's so sweet.
That's amazing.
though.
Stan Lee.
That's how you know it's
Honestly,
facts.
exactly.
So yeah, maybe does that live in infamy, and that memory is literally close to 20 years old? Yes,
Of
and I
course,
don't
core
care. I'm gonna
memory.
have that literally until the day I fucking die.
Good.
But does that make me go around saying that I am the only
Exactly.
one who can
There's
dress
the
as Jean Grey?
difference.
Yo,
There's the
No.
difference.
exactly.
You're like, you of all people, especially you, Jade, you would hype anybody else up who wanted to cosplay
Are you
Jean
kidding
Grey.
me? I would help you
You'd be
build
like,
it.
hell
Exactly.
yes. Like, that's the difference. Like, if you come away from an experience like that and you're not holding this, I'm so much better than everybody else.
I'm the premier
Yeah.
Jean Grey cosplayer. I'm the one who is the Phoenix. I am the Phoenix as per Stan Lee. No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you two didn't even know about that story until I told you.
Exactly.
Right.
You hold that dear to your heart and you don't use it as a way to bring down other cosplayers.
Right.
I
Nope.
think that's the primary takeaway here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I actually have a similar story too. I met James O'Barr, the writer of the Crow comic book.
Yes.
Well, which the Crow, if you know me, you know that the Crow is like my favorite book, soundtrack, movie,
Everything.
I love it. And meeting James O'Barr is like genuinely one of like the best memories I have from a convention. And I met him dressed as the Crow. Granted, it was very much my own take on it. Like I had a leather corset and a leather skirt, like fishnet top, big boots, more.
You
torn-up
look
ties.
fucking amazing.
I did. And you could just like see the look on his face when I, walked up. Like he just lit up. And, we were just, he even this man does not have social media. At least I don't think he does. He didn't really at the time.
No, I still don't think he does.
Yeah. And he was like, yo, I need a picture of you, of us like this. And
Dude,
it's-
that happened to me when I was Red She-Hulk at Comic-Con last year.
Yes, I love that.
And it's like-
And I met her creator.
Yeah.
And
it's
he was
it's-
like, he
Right, like,
grabbed
it's-
his cell phone and took photos.
Yeah, and it's awesome to have that validation from a creator. But I'm not sitting over here saying I am, the James O'Barr approved Crow cosplay.
No, I had the same thing happen in Rogue when I went down to 90s Con and I met the creators of X-Men.
I love your Rogue cosplay.
No, your Rogue is amazing.
Granted, I am obsessed with Rogue, so
But,
I love all Rogue content,
I-
but you are
dude,
fabulous.
Like, I love
I met
Rogue.
the creators of the original anime
Yes.
in that outfit. I met the voice, Lenore Zahn, Rogue's fucking voice actress in that outfit. All of them are like, that one,
Yes.
that one. And again, do I sit here and say, nobody can cosplay it except me. No. In fact, if anything, every time I see another Rogue cosplayer, I'm like,
I mean, you've been hyping me to do Rogue.
I
'cause
want you
I've been
to.
wanting to do
Yes.
Rogue for
Please
a
do.
while.
Please.
And the Color
Do
Wheel
Rogue.
has been hyping me.
please do.
Like, that's the big thing, guys. you're able to be very happy and creative and feel fulfilled in cosplays without putting other people down.
Right. But see, now this brings us back to the original point of our conversation, which is photography and being in these kind of groups.
Yeah.
Yep.
So honestly, my experience in groups, honestly, this is my personal experience. I always feel like I'm kind of overlooked in a group setting. Unless I am physically out there fucking demanding photographs, which I hate doing.
Same here.
Right.
I'm the
Because I
same
feel
way.
like shit even saying, can you take my photos? I get super self-conscious.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, who am I?
Exactly.
You know, like,
Yeah.
how dare I? But, like, I always feel like the photographer would rather take pictures of everybody else except me.
I get
That's
that.
why I think it's also better to have smaller groups because it's better to have like a smaller group of people
Agreed.
where you can easily balance out like, you know, people like on, off photographers who are working. Because I think our shoot yesterday had, I don't feel like counting. I think we had maybe like 8 people and 2 photographers there.
That's not bad.
That's a perfect
Yeah,
balance.
That's a perfect
it was
ratio.
it was a great it was a good perfect ratio, great balance. We got single, like everyone got single shots, everyone got like, you know, duo shots and like group shots. Like it was really cool.
I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. And and you know, even in like the, you know, like the not safe, like, you know, the lewd like studio shoots that we did, we would have like 5 or 6, you know, models to like 2 to 4 photographers. So we made sure that there was a good balance where everyone can, you know,
Hey,
can work. 'Cause,
baby.
like, honestly, once you get past like 8, maybe 10 people, like
Too much.
It's too much.
Unless it's super coordinated and you have more than 2 photographers.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And also the people are very used to being around each other. They know each other's mannerisms and you guys are very comfortable with the character that you're playing. Then
Yeah.
it can work.
No, for sure.
But for the most part, you also are taking into account a lot of also outside factors. Where are you shooting? Who are you shooting with? Are you dealing with people that are comfortable in their cosplay? Are you dealing with someone that may be having a bad day?
Yeah.
You know, like,
exactly.
on top of that, like, are you having a bad day?
Right.
Yeah,
like, are you having a bad day? How are you feeling? I know, like, migraines are a big one for all 3 of us. And
Yep.
listen, I will go
Chronic illness!
with a migraine, but just know I will not be 100%.
No, I mean, okay, so prime example. I needed to get professional headshots done in December.
Yes.
And on your guys' suggestion, I went with a fantastic photographer, Jonathan Modis. Big shout out. Y'all should definitely go book with him. Check out his work. He does amazing work with all body types.
Yes.
Beautiful. And I'm a plus size woman. I'm not huge. I'm mid-size, actually.
Right.
I'm considered a mid-size. I'm not plus anymore. But I was a little bigger when we did the shoot. I've lost weight since then, but he knew how to pose me. He knew how to to accentuate certain parts and hide the parts that he knew that I was uncomfortable about.
Yes.
He didn't push me past my boundaries. He helped me. Fantastic photographer.
Yeah. Oh, he is so good with stuff like that.
So good. Now, here's the other side of the coin. I have worked with a photographer in the past. Again, I will not name names because I'm not going to besmirch them because honestly, fuck them. But they always made me feel like shit.
That's ridiculous.
They never helped, especially if I said, I'm not really too sure what I should be doing or how I should pose. Can you give me some pointers?
Yeah.
Or even some tips on what looks good with my face or my body type or the lighting or anything.
Yeah.
And then later on, they would to make me feel like shit and saying, well, if you were skinnier, it would probably be a better shoot. Or, oh, this probably isn't the look that you want. You know, or they would just generally, or I would find out through other people that were mutuals that they were talking shit about my shoot.
That's ridiculous.
And then
That's
later
ridiculous, and
on,
it's so unprofessional too. Like,
Yes, because you're paying these people to shoot you.
thank you. That's where I was about
that's
to
another
go.
one. That's a big
business
one, yeah.
transaction.
That is literally
Yes.
where I was about to go.
You should be going out of your way to help your client who is paying you money to make them feel good about themselves, to help them feel good about themselves.
This is an example. Jonathan paid him. I was like, what? I was like, I would have paid that man anything he wanted. Those pictures were fire.
Oh, I love
And
those
yet
photos.
he was very reasonable. This other photographer that I was talking about, I knew what their going rate was for everybody else. Tell me why mine was close to $150 more than anybody else is.
What?
What the fuck?
And do you want to know what their reason was? Because I am plus size.
that's
my
just
God.
that's disgusting. I'm sorry.
I said, what? They're like, yeah, we have to charge you a little more because you're a plus size woman and I have to do more editing.
Ew.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm
with
not
that.
kidding.
Fuck
I
outta here.
really wish that I was joking.
Get the fuck out of here with
And
that.
when we're off air,
ridiculous.
I'll give you the name. But
Yeah.
this person legitimately said, I have to charge you more because I have to do more editing because you are a bigger person.
That is
Nobody
such
should
bullshit, too.
ever be like. Besides that, just being horrible business etiquette. Nobody should ever make you feel that way.
Oh, that's why I avoided photo shoots for the longest time.
I don't blame you.
I
Like,
still avoid them.
Granted, I'm like a different body type than you guys, and
You're short and cute.
Yes.
but I would work with some of these photographers that wouldn't help me pose myself. So, like for example, I have a better side, and the reason I say this is my face is not necessarily fully proportional. So if you
Nobody's is.
exactly, but I'm one of those people that if you do me like head on, it doesn't always look pretty. You know what I mean? Like you need to help me pose and learn my posing. And I had worked with certain photographers that were too lazy to do that.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't show me any of these photos before they edited them.
Bastard.
And I would get all of these photos and I would feel so fucking shitty about myself.
That was the other thing.
Yeah.
Jonathan, huge shout out again. He gave me all the proofs and said,
Yes.
pick what you want
I
me
was
to
gonna
edit.
say, like, another shout out to a photographer local here near the NYC area at Allison the photographer.
Allison's
I
so
love
good.
Allison.
Her stuff
I
is gorgeous.
literally
Like, she does amazing
cried.
work.
The first,
I wanna
I'd
work with Allison so
I
bad.
had
Me
always
too.
wanted to work with her, and I had booked her for a dream shoot when I had finished my Rapunzel cosplay.
Oh, I remember that shoot.
Yes.
You looked so
I'm gonna
gorgeous.
say this, like I literally cried, and I told her that when she sent me the proofs, because not only did she
Don't
make
cry
sure,
right now. You're about to cry.
Um,
You're getting a little
not
verklempt.
only was I just so happy to see them, and then I could choose which photos I felt comfortable with. She was constantly working with me to make sure I was comfortable, and that she'd always ask me. She was like, "Is it okay if I help move you? Is it okay if I help pose you?"
And you were in public for that
And
one.
I was in public for that one, and she like kept me very safe because we were in a public area. We were in Central Park, and she made sure I was always safe in my shots. And she was just so unbelievably kind and so genuine and really cared about how I looked. And I admittedly cried when I first saw those proofs because I was like, I literally said to her, I was like, I did not know I could look this pretty. I thought I was so fucking ugly.
Yeah. I've,
And she
I've
was
had
like-
that with photographers too.
And she was like, you're not ugly. She's like, you were just working with people that weren't looking to help you look your best. And honestly, like, I give her a million shout outs. I'll pay her anything to do any shoot. I'm hoping to shoot with her again
Yeah.
soon. But, you know, she's shot most of my most recent things because she's one of the very few people in like that NYC cosplay community that I've worked with. And I truly felt like, oh, she understands. She sees me. She's so respectful on set, whether it's at a convention, outside, on location. She's wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know, like I've one photographer I've worked with a lot, Christina Grande, C Grande Media.
Yes.
she's
Another one
amazing.
that I would love to work with.
Yeah, and I've shot with her both for like, you know, safe for work, like fashion shoots, cosplay shoots, and also like not safe for work stuff. She shot my 2 Suicide Girls sets
There you go.
back in the day.
Hey.
And it's also like really cool working with a female photographer because
Versus a man.
versus a man, which you know, not to discredit male photographers.
Jonathan, best.
Jonathan Modest. I've worked with him a lot. Amazing. He was the photographer I was shooting with, you know, with my face down, ass up, poison ivy story at the beginning.
The other person, like I've met other male photographers. I'll shout out my boy J.M. Draven. You've
Yes.
had your photos taken from him.
He is fantastic.
Fantastic. Never oversteps a boundary, and always understands. Like, yo, I'm uncomfortable. Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know, like he's cool with that shit, and I totally appreciate it. But the problem is for a while there's so many. Here's the other problem: female photographers are so fucking rare. I know
Yeah.
this because
Yeah.
I am one.
Yeah.
And you're
it's
gonna
so- it is
shoot
so
my
rare.
most recent thing.
Yes,
so
I am.
You're gonna shoot like a lot of stuff for me, please.
Dude,
Por
yeah, no, I
favor.
already told you. Both of you have carte blanche. Like,
Yes.
just say when and where.
I will let you know. I will
But,
totally,
like-
listen, once I have stuff together, I will totally
Facts.
let you know.
But here's the thing, and you brought this up off air, was I am not a big photographer like some of the people that we've worked with. I'm just starting.
Yeah.
But I have been getting positive feedback from the few shoots that I have done.
Yeah.
And everybody apparently really likes the way I work because being a cosplayer and just having apparently everybody refers to as the eye, I know how to pose someone's body
Yes.
to give you the most maximum benefit despite your body type, shape, height, weight, skin color, skin tone, does not matter.
Everything.
I know how to make you look good. And then later on, I honestly, believe it or not, if you actually go and check out my stuff, I will be putting up on the Phoenix Gates Facebook page, I will be putting up separate folders of photography work that I've been starting to do because one of the big things I'm starting to do is I shoot We're Not Sex Bomb.
Yes. Gonna plug
You know?
the hubby's band.
Shout
We're Not
out.
Sex Ba- yeah. We're
Shout
Not
out.
Sex Bomb. Jade has been coming out. She came out to both of their shows, doing video and photography, and the photography has honestly been amazing.
Thank you.
I know you're learning how to edit, but I can genuinely tell you, as someone who has worked with photographers of all skill levels and at varying price points for those skill levels, you're doing great.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, you're
it's a
trying your
learning
best,
curve. Once I
exactly.
find my style, I think we'll be really good.
Exactly, it's a learning curve. It's going to be a lot of trial and error.
Oh, of course.
Kind of fuck around, find out what you like, what you don't like, what works for
Hey,
you.
the Phoenix Gate motto.
But yeah, let me tell you though, I have dropped money on shoots for people who peddle themselves as professional photographers whose work is not nearly half as good as what you're putting out.
It's so
Oh
true.
my God, thank you.
Yeah,
It's the truth,
I'm being fully genuine when I say that.
I'm going to go cry somewhere.
Please, honestly, there were...
How dare
Granted,
you.
though, there are people that I've worked with in the past that I didn't like my shoots with them, and they really improved over the years. Do I wish I didn't have those shitty shots that they originally took? Yes, but they've improved. And I feel like
I actually shot people that used to bully me. They still have those shots up. They still love those shots. It's actually some of their better sets.
Yeah,
And
honestly,
I literally did minimal editing. I did nothing.
because there are just some things with some people, and I think I would like to say with some male photographers, they almost, at least my indication of it is they're almost have so much pride and or are too lazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
that's a big one.
especially early on with certain folks that were quote unquote really gaining steam in the New York community very early on. It was almost like they would take all these shitty shots of me, and then I would see that they did all this awesome work for other people.
Thank you.
And I'd
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
No, it's for
Excuse
real.
me?
That is-
And I will say this: one of those photographers I worked with did actually shoot some of my favorite Scarlet Witch photos later on. And he had improved as a photographer, and he will always openly say that on his socials. And he lets me do the editing he should have done on those very early shots.
Right.
But there are some photographers that are so well,
Don't fucking touch my
stuff.
work.
Which I would get if you actually bothered to edit them and make them look good.
Not even that. Listen, I'm not asking you to turn me into another human being, but if I have a zit,
Can you please airbrush it?
and it's visible even through my makeup, because that does happen. I'm human.
Yeah.
Can you fucking fix it? Or if I have dark circles under my eyes because I'm on day 3 of a fucking convention where I'm running off of 2 or 3 hours of sleep and 6 monsters, fucking get rid of it for me.
Or don't use the photos because we always joke around here in the nest that I can get what's called the TISM shark eye look, where if I'm overstimulated or I get kind of just this flat affect. And there was this one photographer I worked with, and I've heard he's gotten better, but I personally would never shoot with him again.
I don't know.
Who thought it was funny when I would pull these faces and then would give them to me as part of my package for my photos. And I was like, and he was like, oh, but it's so funny. I'm like, well, I don't look good in it. Why are you making me pay for it?
You're
That's
literally
not funny,
exploiting
though.
someone's fucking mental divergence. How
I'm
dare
like,
you?
it would just be like I
Exactly.
had if it was too hot one day on an outdoor shoot, there were some photos I'd look great in. And then there would be one photo where I was obviously collecting myself, and he would specifically zoom in on that, thought it was funny, and then would give it to me as
oh,
part
look,
of my
it's
photo
BTS.
package. And I was like,
No,
excuse
actually, that's more of
me.
a private moment.
And I'm not gonna lie, this person is pretty big in the community. And, you know, I don't have a...
I'm going to need names off air. Thank you.
Yeah, same.
You know, it looks like that they have improved their practice a lot, and I'm really happy to see that. But, like, please, I wish that you didn't learn your moral grounds with me. Thanks.
Valid.
Like, you know,
Fair.
it just drives me crazy because I've had so many negative experiences, not only as a woman, but as someone who is neurodivergent.
Yeah.
And it makes, like, you know, I call these quote unquote photographers.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, in the community, they're often called like guys with cameras or GWCs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or GWCs.
Yes.
Guy with camera.
Guy with camera.
Yeah, like but no, like I was gonna say, like I literally did a shoot once where half of my face was swollen. I had used makeup wipes that I did not realize had grapefruit oil in them, and I am allergic to citrus. So half my face was swollen. I chose to fucking power through and do the shoot anyway.
Squirtle.
Let me tell you, these, you know, the photographers I was working with, they were very good. They either shot me from the other side of my face or they managed to edit down. They managed to edit it as much as they could.
I love that for you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good
That's
dudes.
amazing.
Good dudes.
So,
no, good dudes.
like, all in all, when it comes down to it, cosplay photography is, I don't like saying hit or miss when it comes to who you work with, because it behooves you to do the research
Yes.
on who you're working with.
Oh my God, especially in the you know, like
In the
if you're doing like the
community.
boudoir, like, you know, in the
Yeah.
community, but also if you're doing boudoir or like lewds, like
my God.
vetting a photographer is so important.
So
because
important.
I know I didn't get the worst of it with certain people, but if I knew about them, what other people had gone through, I would never have shot with them.
There you go.
And I was actually like had one experience with them that was very negative when I had mentioned, like, you know, wanting to do Suicide Girls.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a very uncomfortable shoot.
Ugh.
And he tried to make it like, oh, you're just doing it because this other girl who shoots with me is on Suicide Girls.
God
It has nothing to do with
damn!
her. It's just something that I'm interested in.
Oh, no.
Why do you have to turn it into a competition? And it wasn't even coming from
not.
this other girl. It was coming from the photographer.
Or maybe you
And he
saw
just
his
got
portfolio and liked
very
it.
aggressive.
I don't like that.
in
No.
that last shoot, and it was just very uncomfortable. And then he
Gross.
wonders why I never shot with him again.
Ew.
Ew.
It was gross.
Ew.
No, I
don't like
fully
that.
support vetting your photographers, and I wish I knew this sooner.
No.
Because then I would have spent more time and money shooting with people like Allison. And I will say, like, that was one of the first photographers that I looked at their full portfolio. I really looked into their work and was like, is this the style that I really like? And I love it. I've done other characters with them as well. Kate Bishop is a big one I did with
Yep.
them, and those came out beautiful.
So good.
So I'm just going to say, like, that was something, like, a very well-earned hard lesson in cosplay photo shoots
Yeah.
and photography and kind of learning the ropes, as you will.
When it comes down to it, basically, like, I would say the final thought on this whole subject is research your photographer.
Yeah.
Research the places that you're going to be going to so you get a feel and a layout for the land.
I just realized, bring a buddy.
Always bring a buddy.
A buddy.
Always.
Yeah.
And any photographer that tries to get you to go alone with them,
Do not do
do
it.
it. Because I had somebody try to do that to me once at a like group photo event, and I
What did he say?
blatantly refused. And he was obviously getting uncomfortable that I kept refusing. I was like, well, I am shooting a character who is a minor, and I don't want to be alone with you because of the shots that you are trying to make me pose with
As
with
a minor.
character.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
That's gross.
you
Red flag, red
really-
flag.
Yeah.
Really always bring a friend, always bring a buddy, even with a trusted photographer, just because it's a lot
Things
safer.
happen and it
Yeah.
honestly protects the both of you.
Exactly.
Exactly. And like I've had experiences where like I've gone without a buddy. You know, there was a photographer I worked with for a long time, or not that long, but like, you know, he insisted that I did not bring a buddy. I was young and stupid enough to be like, oh, this is normal, this is fine. He has his wife in the next room. Yeah, right. His wife's in the next room. Meanwhile, you know, like if God forbid something did happen, your wife is going to protect you. She ain't going to do anything to help me out.
No.
And it wasn't until like later after I stopped working with this man that, you know, because like I was going to bring, you know,
Yeah.
Kim, who at the time was my boyfriend. He was like, no, you can't bring your boyfriend. I'm like, okay, whatever.
No, DigiNan goes with me to every single shoot.
Yeah.
No,
And
I
if,
don't.
if DigiNan is not there, I have somebody with me.
Exactly,
yeah.
like a
No,
friend.
that's me.
I have a
trusted
friend
confidant.
or even the other person that I'm shooting with that I make sure that I'm friends with.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's me now. But
you
like,
have
what
to.
fucked me up later is I found out this photographer let this other girl bring her boyfriend to a boudoir shoot, and I'm like, okay, so it's just me.
I have a feeling I know who this one is.
Oh, I know exactly who this one is.
I think it's probably the same one that tried to overcharge me for being fat.
Maybe I'm
Most likely.
the tea is gonna be spilled
Oh,
after we
yeah.
wrap
Off
our
air.
outro.
But, like,
We're not
I
going
don't
to
know.
besmirch anyone's names or get,
You know
any
what?
way, shape,
Instead
or
of
form.
besmirching names, I feel like kind of to segue out if you don't mind. If I'm not,
No, I do
overstepping.
not mind. It's your,
Like,
it's
let's-
your show. Do
Let's
it.
like shout out some like great we have shouted out some great photographers that we've worked with,
Yep.
but like kind of want to end off with like shouting some of these people out because you know what, like,
Don't get me sued.
well,
You could get me sued for libel.
I was saying good people.
Oh, good people.
Okay,
Okay.
we're just making sure.
I was like, wait, we're not shouting out the bad
I was
ones.
gonna shout out, no,
Okay.
I'm sorry for the confusion. No, I was going to shout out good people that we've worked with because we want to bring
Oh,
positivity.
fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Let's do
Fuck
it. Yeah,
yeah,
like
promotion. Hell yeah, we want to promote the good ones so that they get more work.
That's
Exactly.
positive energy. Bring that positive energy
Hell,
all the way
exactly.
around in that
so,
circle.
we've talked about Allison the photographer. Again,
Christina Grande.
Christina Grande, C Grande Media on Instagram. She literally shot my wedding party photos.
You know
Oh,
who's
they're
actually
wonderful.
Yeah, she
really
was-
good, and I dream of working with them? Green-eyed monster portraits.
Yes,
I would
her work is
really
beautiful.
love to work with her.
I want her
Beautiful.
to shoot my fairies. I want her to shoot my mermaid. Like, I just want you to shoot me. Please.
Yes.
I'm signing up for those packages. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Also, Also in the like New England area, Ryu Lavitz. She's a friend of mine and Cam's. She's more up and coming in the photography scene. She was a cosplayer for a long time. Her stuff is really good. I'm dying to work with her. 'Cause,
Tony Lazaro.
Tony Lazaro, also in the New England area.
Wonderful,
Boston.
wonderful human
Wonderful.
being.
He actually was one of my first shoots back after a very traumatizing experience.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
he was fantastic. He is also the
He's
kind
the
of
best.
person that will if someone
He
tries to
poses
sneak shots
you.
of you.
Yes.
Yeah, he helps you pose. He also he will work with anyone, any body. He does not discriminate.
Nope.
Shape, size,
Unless
body
you're a
type.
douchebag.
Exactly.
Yeah, if he knows you're an asshole,
He's not
he won't
gonna
fuck
work
with
he
you.
keeps his energy clean.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like he will work with anyone for anything. He's fantastic. But he's also the type of person that will be like, "Hey, this is a paid shoot. Fuck off."
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love, yes. And
Yeah.
you should totally check out his content, y'all.
He also does
at
really good
Lazaro
at,
Studios. Wonderful
Yeah.
commentary on his thoughts as someone who's been a professional photographer for years.
Yeah.
And he posts them for the public. And honestly, they're a great way to get educated.
Yep.
Learn about what we were talking about, vetting your photographers.
Yeah.
He gives that all as just free information on his social media.
He really does.
Yeah, and I also wanted to say with him, oh my god, I had a thought and then it just left.
The brain cells moved
The brain
on
cell
to...
had moved. No, oh, there it is. It's back.
hey!
He is actually very he does very good at shooting at convention centers as well as like on location or in studios.
True.
So he's got a lot of range. He's very good with that.
Yeah. Who else do I want to shout out? We obviously shouted out Jonathan Modest.
Yep.
Totally
Yep.
shouting them out again.
I would love to work with him.
yeah,
I've
he's,
only met him as a human, and he was so nice to me as a human being.
Yeah, he really
would
is.
love to
He
shoot
really
with
is.
him.
Some say I'm modest. That's his
Yep.
Instagram handle.
JM Draven, who is at JM Draven
Yeah,
on.
he's fantastic. Would
he's
love
so
to work with him
good.
more.
So good. I can't really think of anybody else that like pops into my head right now.
I'm gonna shout out my friend Brett.
Hey.
Lavender, you met him at the wedding party.
Oh, I
Uh,
love
Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we do in the shadows. Sorry, man.
Sorry,
but,
Dave.
Wait, was Brett the one that I was supposed to walk down the aisle with?
No,
Okay.
that would have been Steve.
You
Oh,
would
yeah.
love Brett, though.
No, he's cool.
He is
He's a fellow
whole
goth.
mood.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so
wonderful.
he's like BNR Photo Productions or BNR Productions, something like that on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I have him tagged in something, so you can find
If
him.
anything, you know what? Honestly, if you guys go to the Phoenix Gate social media, as we say in every single episode,
Yes.
we will be putting up links and ats to all of these people's socials, so you can go and check them out for yourselves and possibly book a shoot and let them know that the Phoenix Gate sent you.
Exactly.
Yes.
And honestly, if you guys know any great photographers that you really like,
Let us
please
know.
share them. We would love to know.
I'm actually just gonna real quick. I want to shout out the two photographers we worked with yesterday, for a Street Fighter shoot. One King Garcia.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Great photographer.
Great.
Okay,
human
good.
being.
Because I'll be honest, I've
great
heard
photographer.
mixed things, but he was great yesterday. He's actually like really low key. I
He's
like
very
him.
low key and he was very professional.
Yes, he was great. I loved working with him, and I don't remember this other guy's Instagram, but Judah Woodley. He does does like stunt work and dancing and stuff, and he's
I don't know.
yeah, he's like, again, I want to say he's more up and coming in the photography aspect, but listen, his stuff was, he was really great to work with.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun, cool people. So yeah.
Fuck it. Love it. On that note, though, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we've talked so much. Now I have ideas for cosplay, and I want to reach out and see if I can get booked.
Yeah. Dun, dun,
I have so many ideas.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. But literally, guys, on that note, it was fan-fucking-tastic to discuss this whole thing, like this whole,
Yes.
this everything about it. Because honestly, if you are a veteran cosplayer, a up-and-coming cosplayer, a baby cosplayer, these are things you need to know. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing from the aspect of the photography side. Since I do both, I'm literally letting you know, because there are cosplayers that you don't want to work with either.
Yeah.
But we could talk about that in another episode.
Oh yeah.
Because that etiquette, we talked about what we expect from photographers, but did anybody ever sit here and think about what photographers expect from us?
I think that would be a great topic
That's
for
a big-
another
So
cast.
we will be bringing that up in a future cast, guys. Please stay tuned. The Phoenix Gate is only getting bigger and brighter, and honestly, follow us on our socials. And hey, guess what? Follow We're Not Sex Bomb, because you're going to see some real amazing shit coming from them.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out! Also, Seth MacFarlane, your biggest fan, is on our podcast.
Hello, I'm here. Please, Seth. I wrote my entire college thesis project on you.
Can confirm.
Can
Hit us with
confirm.
that spons. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.